Hi, and welcome to Best in Tesla News, episode 283. According to a German news outlet, the Germans are suddenly leading the way in autonomous driving. And if you thought all that talk about Elon and politics was over, well, unfortunately not. And another of Elon Musk's businesses that is booming is Starlink, and Tesla Energy is likely getting a big new contract for the biggest battery in the world. And meanwhile, Trump's lies about renewable energy continues, and XAI have bought a power plant and is shipping it from overseas. And Honda has reportedly scrapped their plan to develop a large electric SUV in the US market. And Tesla shows they have thought about almost every edge cases for their Robotaxi service. All of this and much more in today's episode. Let's dive right in.
Let's put our living stereo stylus in this groove.
According to Wirtschaftswoche, the Germans are suddenly leading the way in autonomous driving. As Stecker Auto wrote on X, the new German auto miracle. Volkswagen, Mercedes and BMW lead self-driving revolution as Tesla stumbles. You know this is going to be a stupid article when you know Tesla actually have Robotaxi service and none of the German automakers has anything close to that, and has all been giving up on making fully autonomy by themselves. But as they write, autonomous driving becomes Germany's next automotive breakthrough, according to Wirtschaftswoche. Automotive driving is becoming a central technology in the automotive industry, with German manufacturers now taking the lead. Tesla, once considered a frontrunner, is facing setback, while Volkswagen, Mercedes-Benz and BMW are making significant advancement. German automakers are leveraging their engineering expertise and regulatory support to accelerate the deployment of self-driving technology. The shift toward autonomous vehicle is seen as a new auto miracle for Germany, resonance of the country's post-war automotive boom. The industry is experiencing a transformation, with traditional manufacturers embracing digitalization and new mobility concepts. Regulatory framework in Germany have become more supportive, enabling real-world testing and implementing of autonomous systems. The competition is intensifying globally, but Germany's automotive giants are determined to shape the future of mobility. Well, firstly, yes, autonomy has become the center of the auto industry, and everyone that won't have full self-driving cars in the future will become irrelevant. But saying that Tesla was once considered a frontrunner, well, that is a very different take from this chart from Guidehouse, where Tesla was placed dead last. But yes, Tesla has been a frontrunner on this technology, as they have been taking a completely different approach than basically everyone else and have now launched a Robotaxi service. But Wirtschaftswoche apparently see that as a setback. What the hell are these guys smoking? And Mercedes themselves have been out saying they will not be making robotaxis. So in what world does these guys think that Mercedes is one of the leaders, when not even Mercedes themselves does? And saying that the old guys are now embracing digitalization and new mobility concept, sure, but even Volkswagen themselves have said they won't have just a software-defined vehicle before 2028. But they are still years away from having that software-defined vehicle, so thinking they will have a full self-driving cars anytime soon is just one big joke. Volkswagen might launch their Robotaxi service with their ID Bus and with Mobileye tech, but that will not make their normal cars drive themselves. This is just another Waymo Robotaxi service that will not scale up fast and will not help their normal cars drive themselves. But Tesla, on the other hand, has already shown that their cars can already drive all over Europe and are just waiting for regulatory approval. So when you can buy a Tesla in Europe that can actually drive you everywhere, just supervised, and Volkswagen might have a software-defined vehicle ready by then that can drive you anywhere, I think this article will look extremely stupid by then. Germany is in no way or form the leader in the autonomous race. And just as we thought all that talk about Elon and his politics was over, well, unfortunately, that is no longer the case. As Elon Musk is officially starting his own political party called the America Party. As Elon wrote on X, by a factor of 2 to 1, you want a new political party, and you shall have it. When it comes to bankrupting our country with waste and graft, we live in a one-party system, not a democracy. Today, the America Party is formed to give you back your freedom. So this will probably affect Tesla stock negatively over the next few months, as people will no doubt grab the oldest headline in Elon Musk's playbook. This will distract Elon from Tesla, just like they said about Twitter or when Elon was helping Doge. But none of that had an effect on Tesla, only the Tesla stock. And as Elon cannot become the president of the United States, he will of course find someone else to run that party. So I don't worry too much about this, as this shall blow over as well, but it will no doubt make a lot of short-term noise. But Elon is going to Elon, as he always have done. Remember how people said the internet guy should not make rockets or build cars, he should just stick to the internet. Then he should not make batteries, just stick to cars, and then he should not buy Twitter because he knew nothing about a social media platform. But Elon turned X into the #1 news app in the world. So people have been trying to tell Elon what he should do or not do. But Elon does what Elon wants. And what I think scares the other politician the most is probably that Elon cannot be bought. He don't care about money, only about his missions. But for normal people like you and I, who are we to tell Elon Musk what to do? So far, he has been doing quite a lot better than most of us, right? He is, after all, the richest man in the world, making rockets reusable, and made a successful electric vehicle car company in the US, and now have one of the fastest growing AI companies in the world. So thinking Elon will not Elon and add more to his plate all the time is kind of naive. And saying that we need a full-time CEO of Tesla is probably the dumbest thing I have heard so far, as we have never ever had a full-time CEO of Tesla, as SpaceX was founded before Elon invested in Tesla Motors. But I think Elon's brother Kimball Musk described very nicely why Elon Musk continues to add more to his plate all the time in this documentary.
He's a guy with unlimited ambition.
Ambition to do what?
Not a typical type of ambition. It's more like he just needs to be constantly, his mind just needs to be constantly fulfilled. And the problems that he takes on, therefore, need to become more and more complex over time in order to keep him interested.
So to be angry because Elon Musk is Elon Musk, I find a little ridiculous. This is something you better get used to if you follow Elon Musk and his companies, because this is kind of what he does. But Randy Kirk wrote a post on X where he said, Elon, please, build a massive solar power gigafactory. Build more megapack factories. Get to your proposed 1 terawatt hour of Elon power as fast as possible. If you do this, you will contribute massively to the AI capacity of the US, help us win against China, and drive GDP growth above 3% per year. This will do far more than your political effort to solve both the debt crisis and the renewable energy future. Please tell me where I'm wrong. And Elon replied, thinking about it. So let's see what will happen with all of this. And another of Elon Musk's businesses that is booming is Starlink. As airlines are using in-flight connectivity to differentiate their service and create brand value, just as hotels have progressively integrated Wi-Fi connectivity as a standard service for their guests, in-flight Wi-Fi is transitioning from a novelty to an expected service. And as you can see on this list of the best performers, the ones that have Starlinks are of course leading the way. Eventually, every airline will have Starlink, or they will simply not be able to compete, as Starlink provides the internet connection that is as good as what you experience in a hotel. So a great business opportunity for Elon's SpaceX as the whole world's airlines transition to Starlink internet. But it's not just the airlines that will all buy Starlink, as Nick also wrote on X. SpaceX will be installing Starlink Mini in all Kirk Country's Texas first response vehicle today. Amid catastrophic flooding, Starlink VP Lone Dreyer confirms to me. First responders have been struggling to contact headquarters and other Texas flood rescue teams. Even the expensive radios they have been given don't work, so this is incredible news. Yes, the demand for Starlink will only continue to go up as the service continues to improve. And improve it does, as you could also read in this article from Brian Westover from PC Mac, where he talks about how Starlink has become faster and more reliable, with recent tests showing top download speed of 315 megabits per second and an average speed around 177 megabits per second, a significant improvement from earlier lows of 5 megabits per second. Latency has also decreased, enhancing responsiveness for gaming and video calls, and he describes it as a set it and forget it internet. Starlink require minimal maintenance compared to cable internet with few service issues. Yes, Starlink is truly plug in and point at sky. It's that easy. And despite the high cost, Starlink is a game changer for rural users with no access to cable fiber, offering a unique solution for fast, reliable internet. He does talk about the future competition like Amazon's Project Kuiper that may challenge Starlink, but for now Starlink remains unmatched in rural connectivity. Yes, they don't have reusability on rockets as SpaceX does, so they have a long way to go with their 54 units to Starlink's almost 9,000 units. This is also why we see Starlink service dominating in countries with a lot of rural areas. As we can see, Starlink becomes the third largest rural broadband provider in New Zealand. One reason potential customers might be tempted by Starlink is service performance. The Commons Commission said 24/7 download speed for Starlink, 114 megabits per second, are approximately 4 times faster than the next best rural internet that we measure. Starlink's satellite broadband connection soared in the shrinking New Zealand telecom market, becoming the third largest rural broadband provider in the country after One New Zealand, Spark and 2 Degrees, which have 55% of the market. Wireless internet service providers, meanwhile, have 16% of the market. The Commission tailed up to 58,000 satellite connections in New Zealand in the 2023-2024 year, of which more than 57,000 were Starlink, and that is up from 37,000 in the preceding reported period, a whopping 54.5% growth since then, and close to 90% of all rural connections. I think it's fair to say that Starlink has become a huge success, and no one else is close to bringing something as good to the market, as SpaceX is dominating the rocket industry with its reusable rockets. And Tesla energy business is likely getting a new contract for the biggest battery in the world. Meanwhile, Trump's lies about renewable energy continues. Let's start with this new contract that might be coming Tesla's way. Neon is proposing to build the largest battery energy storage facility in the world, a massive 3.2 gigawatt-hour battery facility next to their 1.2 gigawatt wind farm in Australia with 149 wind turbines. Neon's plan to submit an environmental impact statement in 2026 and hope to begin construction in 2028 or 2029. Tesla is, of course, a strong contender to win this battery contract, as NIO has used the company's megapacks in many of their previous battery energy storage facilities, like all the way back when the first big battery Tesla built with NIO under Elon Musk's 100-day challenge, that if Tesla couldn't deliver it in 100 days, NIO would get it for free. But to give a little perspective on just how big this new battery is and how fast this space has grown, the world's biggest battery that Tesla built with NIO back in 2018 was 129 megawatt hours, and now NEON wants to build a 3,200 megawatt hour battery. So this new battery will be about 25 times bigger than the first one that was also the biggest in the world at its time. And a battery of that size will probably be worth something like $1 to $1.5 billion in revenue for Tesla, all included. That will of course not hit the books before it's complete, but a nice paycheck to look forward to for the end of this decade. But speaking of renewable energy, the stupidity of politicians continues around this matter. As Tim here also said, God put coal in the ground, let's use it. There is a reason, as Trump told me, there was no windmills in China. Now that has got to be some of the dumbest shit I have heard in a very long time. By the end of 2022, China had more than 181,000 wind turbines in operation. 181,000! And Trump thinks there is none. I mean, how the hell does he come up with BS like this? And here is a chart of 2024's wind power capacity added by country. Look like China is adding quite a lot, Trump. No wonder people have no idea what is actually going on when politicians are allowed to lie like this. And unfortunately, some people just blindly believe them. And China is building the world's biggest wind turbines as we speak. A single turbine like this churns out enough power for 55,000 homes a year, saving 30,000 tons of coal or blocking 80,000 tons of CO2 from hitting the air. It's 31% bigger than the previous world's largest turbine, and China is stacking wind and solar so fast it hit its 2030 clean energy goal 6 years early. In 2023 alone, China installed 65% of all new global wind power and now is rolling out the largest turbine ever built. So is this the China Trump is talking about that has no wind turbines? What the hell is this guy smoking? But while Trump is busy lying about renewable energy, China is planning even more ambitious clean energy solar project like this crazy idea.
China is building the world's largest power plant in space. By 2050, China aims to operate a 2-gigawatt solar power plant in orbit. This would result in continuous, clean energy beamed wirelessly to Earth, potentially 10 times more efficient than ground-based solar. The process involves constructing a solar array nearly a mile wide in geostationary orbit, 36,000 kilometers above Earth. This orbital giant captures sunlight 24/7, unhindered by weather or night. The collected energy will be converted into microwaves and beamed to ground receiving stations, where it will be converted back into electricity. Key milestones include a test satellite launch by 2028 to demonstrate initial power transmission and a 1-megawatt station in geostationary orbit by 2030 for long-distance beaming trials. This ambitious project, sometimes called the Manhattan Project of Energy, relies on super-heavy rockets like the Long March 9 for the assembly of these massive structures in space. China's space solar ambition is a bold leap towards endless clean energy, powered from orbit.
And let's squeeze in the last short news topics into this new show. Yes, it's time for the Tesla shorts. The joint venture between NIO and JAC is being dissolved after NIO obtained its independent vehicle manufacturing qualification in December 2023. NIO initially did not obtain its own vehicle manufacturing qualification and instead produced its vehicle under the JAC's name. But it seems like NIO is now ready to produce their own car, so it will be interesting to see what that will mean for their vehicle production and their profits. And we had Xiaomi's president showcasing the SU7 Ultra with a German license plate, saying it was the company's first experimental vehicle registered in Europe. Xiaomi aims to begin selling vehicles in overseas markets by 2027. So this should scare the German OEMs, as Xiaomi seems to have overtaken them in performance, software and EV production capabilities, as Xiaomi outsold both Audi and Mercedes in EV sales in Q1 2025. After less than 1 year of producing EVs. And Xiaomi only sells EVs in China, and both Mercedes and Audi sells EV globally. But Xiaomi still sold about 35% more than both Audi and Mercedes in Q1. And they have just released their Model Y competitor, and they will have both of them ready in full volume by 2027, when they will expand to new markets, ready to take on Europe. The hurt for the European automakers has only just started. And Diana shared this video and wrote, "People say full self-driving can't drive in the rain, but the Robotaxi does not blink in this heavy rain video at all. Very nice." And as Hawk also tuned in and wrote, "It's built to weather the harshest element. Yes, even without LiDAR." And it seems like Tesla has most edge cases figured out with their Robotaxi service, even in the case where the passenger falls asleep in the car.
Hello, this is Tesla Robotaxi support. We see that you have reached your final PIN destination and see that you have not exited the vehicle. We were just wondering if everything was alright.
Oh yeah, sorry man, I fell asleep. Thank you so much.
No, that's perfectly alright. We'd like to thank you for riding with us today, and you hope you have a great day.
Thank you.
And we might have seen how Tesla's safety person in the car sends feedback back to Tesla, like we know it from the beta testers, and you can also do in your Tesla by holding down the car icon on the screen for 3 seconds.
Something very interesting happens here. Watch this gentleman's hand. Did you catch that? The Robotaxi text above the buttons is a button itself. And if I was a betting man, I think that is the autopilot snapshot button that is usually the camera button for early access testers that sends the data back to Tesla so that they can train on it.
And Nick also shared some videos of yet another Robotaxi drive and wrote, "This was my longest Tesla Robotaxi ride of the week. It was 9.4 miles and took 25 minutes. It was from the end of the geofence area to the other. Perfect ride with some good moves in there. Tesla Robotaxi seems to be doing a really nice job." And we always hear that Tesla is the one with the bad build quality. But that was back in the days. But just check out this video of a Hyundai. I mean, I don't think I have ever heard more squeaks in a car than this before.
'24 Tesla Model 3 Highland. Pretty solid. There's no real creaking.
Yeah, Tesla seemed to be the best quality of those two vehicles anyway. And Brian reported that Tesla car sales surged in June in Australia. Tesla sold 3,457 Model Ys in June, up 19% year over year, becoming the third best-selling vehicle in the country, all drive types. The first time since March 2024. Yes, not bad. More than 1 of every 3 BEVs sold in the country in June was a Tesla. Seems to me like Tesla is getting back their momentum, just as we have been predicting. And Elon has confirmed that XAI has bought a power plant and is shipping it from overseas because they can't get a new one in time here in the US. Now that is crazy, but shows XAI's commitment to not being slowed down by anyone or anything. And even though Tesla is struggling with sales in Germany, Brandenburg still sees Giga Berlin in a stable position. Despite the massive decline in new registrations in Germany, the Brandenburg state government is confident. Grünheide now supplies 38 countries, including many in the Arab world and Taiwan. Nice. And Dr. Jack shared some good advice on saving money on your car loan in the US going forward. So Trump's big beautiful bill gets rid of the 7,500 EV credit, as he wrote. However, it adds a tax deduction up to $10,000 per year on auto loans, assuming you don't make more than $100,000 filing single or $200,000 filing jointly. You would qualify for this. If you take a loan for $40,000 Tesla Model Y at 6% interest rate, then for the life of the loan you would have saved $6,400 in tax deduction. This saving only goes up if the vehicle is more expensive. Kroc helped me solve this. So it seems like you can still get a good discount on your EV or ICE car for that matter, even after this new bill. And DJ shared this video and wrote, recorded my mom's first experience behind the wheel using Tesla's full self-driving. Her line when we got home, DJ, that was honestly a life-changing experience. It's like the future is suddenly here. That was so cool. Yes, that is exactly how most people are going to feel when this tech hits the street of Europe, as it will seem like it comes out of nowhere and the future is suddenly here. And Elon wrote on X, AI video generation is advancing at the speed of light. He has in the past talked about how computer games were no longer good. That was why XAI will make video games made by AI. But does this mean that Elon is having Kroc at X making videos, movies? If so, is he working on a new Hollywood studio making movies from AI? Well, we are seeing videos like this, making me believe that AI-generated movies is not far off. And what kind of opportunities will that open? Like having movies on demand, but where you can create them, like asking the AI to make a movie like The Lord of the Ring, but with a storyline that is completely new. Going to be very interesting to see where all of this takes us, and if Elon will also be part of that business as well. And Elon posted that we better figure out how to build drones at scale fast, or we are doomed to be a vassal state, as you posted. So it seems like Elon doesn't want the US to end with no drone manufacturing, as we have seen drones are the new equipment in the modern warfare, and China is absolutely dominating this space. But Elon of course sits with all the right cards on his hand with XAI's AI and with Tesla's robot and manufacturing know-how, so maybe we will see Elon start up some drone manufacturing, trying to keep the US in that game as well. And Mercedes say its second quarter unit sales of cars and vans fell 9%, citing the impact of tariffs. Deliveries fell to 547,000 units in Q2, while sales of battery electric vehicles dropped even more sharply by 18% to only 41,900 vehicles. And year-to-date, Mercedes is down 6.2%, as you can see here on AJ's chart. And we have more legacy automakers pulling back on EVs. Honda has reportedly scrapped plans to deploy a large electric SUV due to declining demand for electric vehicle in the United States and the pullback of the federal incentives. Yes, we will probably see more like this, the legacy automakers pulling back because the EV incentive. But Tesla only makes EVs, so I guess the competition is not coming for Tesla, but letting Tesla get some more market share. Because remember, like I showed, the new tax break on auto loans will make you save almost as much on a new vehicle, and all that matters is the cost per month for customers. So it will be very interesting to see if Tesla can keep its very high BEV market share in the US in the rest of 2025 and in 2026, if the other legacy automakers follow Honda's trend. But we could also see a lot of demand for Tesla here in Q3 as the EV tax credits are going away and you have to take delivery of your EV before the 1st of October or you will lose that $7,500 tax credit. So that should give a nice boost to Tesla's demand here in Q3 in the US. And Tesla sales in China were 5,010 for the week of June the 30th to the 6th of July. So that is in line with what we expected. To see a drop again as Tesla China is getting ready for exports. So just as you can see on this chart from Roland, Tesla sales were a little below 2024 numbers but still higher than 2023 numbers and follow the overall trend perfectly. So get ready for some more FOD articles about Tesla now as we enter the first month of a quarter where Tesla export cars, so their sales numbers will be low. So mainstream media will tell us that Tesla sales has collapsed compared to last month. But just so people get just how well Tesla is actually doing in China, Roland shared this. The Tesla Model Y was the best-selling car in China in June. Car, not EV. This happened almost every last month of the quarter in China. Production at Giga Shanghai in the first month is exported, so local sales peaked in the last month. Let's see if the haters and mainstream media will start to get it. And here is a video of how Tesla Robotaxi handles potholes after operating for a few weeks. And here is how Waymo handles potholes after operating 7 years. Yeah, probably just need more LiDAR. And I am going on road trip with my family here this summer, so when you're watching this video I will already be in Norway. But I will have some videos ready for you and of course try to keep the news show going the best I can as usual. So stay tuned, and if you're going on your summer holiday as well, I hope you will have a good one. And before we end off with a bit of fun, I just want to make a quick shout out to the newest supporters of this channel. My new YouTube members: Mark Sangetti, Mike Auberg, Miss Cock 2, Mike Rodley, and My Universal University. And my new Patreon producer, Jenny Garrier. Thank you so much for all your support. I am doing this all by myself, but you guys are all the producers of this new show. Thank you. And let's end off with a bit of fun. There is always one. That is all we have time for in this new show. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button. It really does help this video out a lot so others can find it on YouTube. And if you did like it, maybe you want to consider hitting that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos just like this one and help this channel grow. And if you're already a subscriber to the channel, thank you so much for the support. But if you want to support the channel even more, remember you can, for as little as $1, become a patron of this channel or become a member of the YouTube channel to get a shout out as some extra perks like early access, ad-free versions of my videos, exclusive videos. So hit the members button or check out Patreon to find out more. And don't forget to follow me on X. I post pretty much all the news as it comes out and a lot more. And check out the merch store to get some merchandise and support the show. It is also possible to support the show without becoming a member or a patron. There is a donation option down below or on my website bestintesla.com. You can also become an executive producer and get news articles, exclusive videos, behind the scenes, and access to all my research charts and spreadsheets also on bestintesla.com, or as simple as hitting the super like button. And thank you for watching. And until next time, take care out there and be nice.